Hey, how's it going? I'm Lynx, and today we're gonna have a closer look at Rimuru. Well, more specifically the Demon Lord Rimuru. There's 3 different Rimurus, but this is the one we're gonna have a look at. So, he has a Pierce card, single target Pierce card that's really strong. He also has a Infect card that infects for 2 turns on gold and 1 turn on silver and bronze, and he also has a Abyss type ultimate that starts at 30% additional Abyss damage and goes up to 60% at 6/6, which is what I have him at. His passive is pretty good and quite unique actually. So it says, at the start of ally's turn, increases the hero's basic stats by 8%, removes 1 buffs from the enemies, then increases the hero's own basic stats by 8% for each buff removed. And this basically stacks up to 5 times, so up to 40% basic stat increase. And it says, if increased to max, meaning 5 stacks, increases the hero's pierce rate once by 130% for 3 turns. And this comes into play very well with his pierce card. But this only applies once, so for like long battles, after, like, if no one buffs, then after 8 turns this will go away. If someone buffs on the first turn, then he will get full stacks on the second turn, so it will only last for a total of 5 turns then. It will go away after 5 turns, I mean. And his Holy Relic here, which I crafted, which is free basically, increases the hero's pierce rate by another 80%. So he gets a total of 210% pierce rate on his own, and he has an innate 64% pierce rate, so 210% on top of that is quite nice actually. As for gear, either if you want to go for CC you just go HP defense, but I think attack crit damage is the best way to go. If you have someone else buffing his pierce, then you might want to just go full attack set, attack rolls on both pieces. If however you have him alone, and this I've tested, he actually does more damage if one of the pieces is fully rolled with pierce rate, the other piece is fully rolled with attack percent. The others are of course defense and HP. These rolls are terrible, don't look at them. I will actually reroll them, but I don't have that many anvils left, so we will see when that happens. Yeah, he's a pretty good unit. He has some very ugly cosmetics, as you can see. With this one, I think the base one is the best looking one. Might change back into that, but... now, there are a few use cases that are very good with him. Especially for the bird boss, surprisingly. And I'll go over them right now, so... yeah, let's just jump into it. Okay, so first I want to show off just how much pierce rate Rimuru can actually get. So as you know, he gets 130% pierce rate from his passive. He also gets 80% from his Holy Relic. I equipped him with some pierce rate attack pieces here, and these are very bad rolls, especially this one. But I'm not gonna bother, you know, wasting anvils on it just for this video. I'm also running Lilia. She doesn't have the best pierce rate rolls either, but her passive is pretty much going to increase his pierce rate by 54.5, give or take, percent. And we're also running Dreyfus here, because his unique increases all allies' pierce rate by 200% of the value when the hero's ultimate move gauge is completely filled. So when his own ultimate move gauge is completely filled. I already made a video on this a few days ago, so if you want to check that out, go ahead. He actually makes Rimuru busted, and actually makes it so that Rimuru's brown or bronze cards can hit the damage cap on phase 4, floor 1 of the bird boss, which is just insane. And I'm also running Bani on the back because he increases our attack related stats by 10%, which also includes pierce rate. So, and I'm running with pierce rate food. And we're gonna test it out in the gold dungeon. So pretty much what I want to do here is I want to rush his ult while I'm waiting for Rimuru's passive to go up here, it's gonna take me 5 turns, because every turn he only gets 1 and these mobs don't get buffs. Maybe I should have shown Rimuru's pierce rate beforehand. But the thing about the pierce rate here, because Rifus only upgrades Rimuru's own pierce rate. It doesn't stack with Lilia's. It's additive, it's not multiplicative with Lilia's, so they stack separately. And he only buffs, you know, once you get the 130% and also like Rimuru's base with the Holy Relic and the 130% from this one. So at the moment Rimuru has, what was it, 530 something? 31.8, yeah. And I guess we'll just wait 2 more turns. So next turn I will have the buff from the unique here. Here we go. His pierce rate is increased. Let's check it out. 791.8%. And that's not. You could easily get it over 800% if you have like perfect rolls or just very good rolls on both Rimuru's pierce rate pieces and Lilia's. We'll just see the damage here, I guess. Just how much damage against type disadvantage, mind you, so 30% less damage. 425k, I mean that's respectable, not the best, because you're not really increasing his attack. 371 for a bronze card, and the ultimate on a single unit, 241. Not the best. This is just to show how much pierce rate he has. Alright, so next I'll show you Rimuru's passive here in action by actually using the Drole here. So if you don't know, Drole's commandment basically makes it so that anytime you attack an enemy, the enemy will gain a buff. Now this of course is a double-edged sword, because if the enemies attack you, you will get a buff, and if they have a Rimuru, Rimuru will suck up the buff. Now this could mean that they could buff with Margaret, and I will suck up the Margaret buff. So we'll see. And it also always sucks up the buff on the very left-hand side here first. So as we'll see, when he buffs up with Margaret, he has that attack boosting buff. Now of course Rimuru is gonna suck that up. So let's just see that. Yep, suck that up. Now he has the defensive buff there still. But Rimuru should have 4 passives now, because it sucked up 3 of those and it's our first turn, so 4 passives. Next turn we will have our full, you know, buff here. I suppose I can just go like this. And I can get my ultimate, which is an Abyss type ultimate. Whatever damage it does, 450% of if it's 3 units. That's the amount of damage the Abyss damage, 60% here, will do to each one of the units. So if I do, say, 100,000 damage, then each unit will take another 60,000 damage at the end of the turn. Right, that's a strong one. I suppose, like, this Pierce card would most definitely break that, and then we'll just go like that. King will die. The other 2 units will take some Abyss damage. I'm not sure if the Abyss or the ultimate will break the shields. 230k, so they will take 60% of 230k. Which I mean isn't too much. 90k something, yeah. It will do that for 2 turns though, so Rimuru's ultimate is quite nice. Buffing again. Now Rimuru will, on the Margaret, he will not remove the attack buff, he will remove the left hand side buff, which is the Drole buff. Right, we still got our Drole. Yeah, as you can see, it removed the attack buff from Escanor and Gopher, but not from the Margaret here. We're gonna use the Escanor or the Drole ult. Gonna go like that, and one of these. And that should kill. Because the Abyss damage will kill her no matter what. And Rimuru still does a lot of damage, so that's good for me. But yeah, that's basically one of the use cases. Like you can have Drole here. Unfortunately, he buffed himself, so... Right, well, good game, dude. Now there seems to be some kind of shenanigans going on with the Abyss damage on the last round. I'm not sure if it's because they had the shield when they took the initial damage or whatever caused it. I don't think it's affected by resistance or anything like that. Just 60% of 230,000 damage is 138,000 damage, so they should have taken a lot more than 93,910 damage. I do have a clip here that I can show you where the Abyss damage does how much it's supposed to do. So if we have a look here, in the clip here I'm using the Rimuru ult, and it does 651,000 damage. Then on the, like if we just calculate that, 651,000 times 0.6, the Abyss damage should do 390,600, give or take. It's not the exact numbers, but you know. And yeah, for some reason first attacking with Millim, I guess that's fine. I maybe wanted to see her damage. Yeah, she's strong, she's very strong. And then the Abyss damage is 390,987, which is almost what I calculated. I calculated 390,600, but then I also counted, I rounded down to thousands, so 651,000 times 0.6, so it does do the damage it's actually supposed to. I'm not sure why it didn't in the previous clip, but I mean, it is what it is. Alright, so next up I will run Rimuru on the bird boss battle. This is the equipment. Maybe I should change the... I should probably change this back. There we go. Go. There are several teams that work with Rimuru. We're using the target car set. But yeah, there are a few things I want to show on this. The first one is on floor 1, phase 4. Then the other two are on floor 2, phase 2 and 3. So we'll have a look at that. Okay, so now we're on the second to last phase here on floor 1. And Rimuru just got his 5 stacks, so he has his buff, 100%. Just about, and we will see if this can push it to the next phase. And we'll see what kind of damage he does. He does hit damage cap with brown cards if you're using Dreyfus. If not, we'll see how much this does. Probably not damage cap, maybe, I mean, close to it. Should I buff his stats more? 33k, 312. We can go with a silver card. I think another silver card and then a melee gold card. We can go actually like this. Then a melee gold card. I mean, he's close to damage cap. I think it's 156k, 157k or something like that. Even the brown cards are hitting hard. It's not quite damage cap, but I mean, he has no other pierce rate boosters. He only has the buffs from Gelda's Holy Relic here, which are whenever you heal, you give a buff for a few percent stats, I think, for 5 turns or whatever it is. And I guess we can see his ult here as well, so I will just apply 2 more buffs and we go like that. The melee should hit super hard though. Look at all those buffs. But yeah, he's quite good for the first floor. You don't actually need melee even, so as you saw, Rimuru did plenty of damage on his own. And you can just focus having another character there. But now we go to the next floor. I guess this is also a good use case for Rimuru. I wasn't gonna... We're on phase 1 here. The boss just buffed up, as you can see. And we're going to suck away the damage buff there, which is quite nice. Now the second good use case is we can just push Rimuru's ult here. I think that might kill. I mean, if not, we have this, but... So say you don't have a taunt unit, you're running maybe Arthur here. Then on this phase, like if you don't have any taunts, like we do, we don't have any taunts, you can just use Rimuru's thingy here. This is actually good. He has his full passive stack here, giving him some extra pierce rate, so he's gonna do a little bit more damage. And we're probably gonna hit damage cap by doing this. So let's see here. Yeah, that hit damage cap. Now the abyss damage is gonna do 60% of that. So say you hit damage cap with a 1/6 Rimuru, is gonna do 30% of that. 30%, because you can only do 30% damage. 30% of 30% is less than 10%, which is what he heals, I think, when he revives. Maybe less, maybe more. I think you might need that 2/6 Rimuru to do this strategy, but it's actually a good use case for this as well. So if the abyss damage actually brings the boss down below the threshold where he would get the healing buff, I'm not sure what attacks I can use to actually bring him down. Maybe like these two. Then I don't know. I'll taunt up. Because the yeah, this is good. I think if the abyss damage brings him down, so now he has the defense buffs, and if the abyss damage brings him down to where he would heal, he actually doesn't heal. Another thing is, if you have Rimuru's what's it called, I actually have a clip of it that I can show. Is it this one? Could be. Yeah, because I'm using the Abyss card here. So this was another clip I did. Well, I mean, I'm using the Infect card, I mean, sorry. So if you're using the Infect card and the boss gains here, you see it says recovery disabled. So he didn't actually heal because of the... As you can see here, you use that, he gets the recovery disabled, then you bring him down with the initial damage of the ult, which would heal him. So he gets that, but he gets regeneration rate increase, recovery rate increase, which are these two, then active unique, whatever that is, and then recovery disable, which was thingy, and then it does the abyss damage. So he didn't actually heal. You actually have two options there. So either the abyss damage brings the boss down to this threshold and he doesn't heal, or you're just using Rimuru's Infect card, which prevents him from healing, which is very, very useful on the bird here. And after that you can just go like this and clear phase and go to the final phase. This is actually a really good team for the bird. And I don't think I've ever actually failed with this team. Maybe I will now. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, we're bringing him down and we are pretty much at full health going into the final floor. I think this team might be the best team, because Rimuru replaces Escanor by doing the double damage on floor 2 phase 2. And it actually continues into the third phase as well, so yeah, he's really good to have. Okay, that was a deep dive into the skills, passive, holy relic, gear, and a bunch of different use cases for Demon Lord Rimuru. He is very, very good for the bird boss. He's really, really good for PvP. Probably one of the best PvP units right now. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for the video. I hope you liked it. I hope you found it useful. Thanks for watching, and I guess I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.